Over the course of his career, Lou won nearly 250 games and is one of the highest ever, by the way.
Here's a racist, white supremacist president.
And I will say this about Lou, everybody loves him, everybody respects him, he's tough as hell, and yet they all respect Lou.
And a supporter of white supremacy, the Proud Boys, and Nazis marching, Lou Holtz.
I want to assure you how proud I am, not only to receive the award, I'm even prouder to receive it from President Donald Trump, who I think was the greatest president during my lifetime.
Really, Lou, this racist chud who endorses...
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
Muslims being banned.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists.
The labels of Mexican people like this.
Why doesn't he show his birth certificate?
And a birther. Lou Holtz was born in 1937. In his lifetime, FDR, Dwight Eisenhower, Truman, and JFK were around, to name a few.
And the things you've done for this country, giving people the opportunity.
I'm sorry, giving people opportunity? My man, he is, by factual definition, the worst jobs president in the history of the United States. He took away opportunity in droves by the literal millions.
And I just could not be prouder to be part of this country. I could not be prouder to receive this award from an individual I respect and admire as much as President Trump.
You mean?
Knock the crap out of him. Like to punch him in the face.
Said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
You know, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever.
Yep, that's Lou's guy. Now, they said more BS that needs fact checking, so here we go.
Wherever Lou went, football glory followed.
Oh, no, patently false. Glory is not a word we would use to describe noted racist politician Jesse Helms, who called the 1964 Civil Rights Act the single most dangerous piece of legislation ever introduced in Congress. Not only did Holtz appreciate Helms, he gave the bigot his full-fledged support for re-election. Even the University of Arkansas was like, whoa, that's a little too much for us. And let me tell you, they fired Lou Holtz for it.
But his players really always loved him.
Well, if you asked his former players, they disagree. Lou's a guy who forced one former Fighting Irish lineman coming off knee surgery and mono to participate in practice. He called me a coward and he said I shouldn't bother to come back to school in the fall, the player said. He grabbed my face mask and then he purposely spit at me. The other players knew what happened. As we covered previously on this medium, former player Mike Huffman said Holtz would try to throw injured players out of the athletic dorm lest they demoralize the other players. Huffman also says Holtz tried to run him out of South Bend and back to school in Texas after he was injured at Notre Dame, and that Holtz called him a coward for not playing through a shoulder injury that required surgery.
He's turned his inspirational story and motivational message into 3 best-selling books.
Let's talk about Republicans selling books, shall we? For Don Jr.'s escapades, the RNC paid $303,892.47 in late October to purchase copies of Donald Trump Jr.'s new book to give out to donors. It appears to be the RNC's largest ever payment for donor mementos, or, as we've seen outside the family,
Dave Rubin has a new book out, and he's artificially boosting the sales of that book. After receiving a tidal wave of 1-star reviews, failed right-wing comic Dave Rubin is now bulk ordering his own book to salvage his conservative grifter brand. This is something conservatives do all the freaking time.
However, it is fun to see the grift nearly coming to an end for Dave Rubin.
Lou's leadership and his faith and kindness have inspired and uplifted millions of fellow citizens.
Is it inspiring or even leadership to call Germany's former emperor a great leader when referring to then Michigan head coach Rich Rodriguez? Or is that just in the Republican handbook for appeasing their bigoted base?
And his towering reputation will endure forever in the chronicles of athletics, but more importantly in the chronicles of life, because he's really a life teacher. That's what he is. He's a life teacher. He teaches people how to live.
I have no fact checks here. It's just amusing watching Trump repeat the same sentences in minimally edited forms.
He provided insulin pumps to diabetic children, And we've just brought down the price and the cost of insulin, right? You're shaking your head. It's amazing what we did, right?
Again, wrong, where a meaningless, useless person tries to take all the credit. It's like him saying this.
I'm the one that brought back football. By the way, I brought back Big Ten football. It was me, and I'm very happy to do it.
Yet, Ohio State is nearly ineligible for the college football playoff because of COVID-19, while just 2 months ago, the number was already at 116 collegiate football cancellations. If football is back, why isn't it, back? The AP fact checkers wrote the facts. Better check the tape. While Trump had called for the Big Ten Conference to hold its 2020 football season, he wasn't the only one. Fans, students, athletes, and college towns had also urged the conference to resume play. If you'd like to hear more thought-provoking content like TYT Sports on Facebook and to help in my journey to keep media independent, go to tyt.com/Rick.